Hi there. Congratulations, you made it through another week. You know, I have probably spent more time on Facebook in the last 2 weeks than I have in the last 2 years. And the more time I spend on it, the more I realize why I don't usually spend more time on it. Recently, a friend of mine posted an article with a headline that went something like this: Christians saying God is in control is not an excuse to ignore the CDC. It was written by a practicing Christian. Now, I hear all the time, and especially in times of crisis, things like, God is in control, or it must be God's will, or let go and let God, or God's got this. And I know that most of the time, those are meant to be expressions of our deep faith and trust in the all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving God. But those expressions really only contain part of the truth. Yes, God is in control, but God doesn't control every detail of everything that ever happens. Luck and chance are real. The laws of physics and nature are real. God is in control of the trajectory of all of creation heading toward redemption, but God doesn't control every single step that gets us there. Yes, God has a will, and God invites us to participate in it. But not everything that happens is God's will. Humans have will too, and for that reason, our world is a broken place. God does not will disaster or sickness or violence or division. Our God is a God of healing and wholeness and unity and life. God's ultimate will is for all of creation to be restored to its original perfection, just as it was in Eden. And our will cooperates with God's will in order to get us there. Yes, God's got this, and so we can let go and let God. But that does not absolve us from our personal responsibility. Certainly, we put all of our faith in God. Certainly, we trust God completely. But also, God trusts us to make responsible, wise, faithful decisions that express selflessness and sacrifice and love. Another problem with the attitude that my faith will protect me from all harm is that when we do get sick, the implication is that we don't have enough faith. And so then all of a sudden we not only have a physical crisis, but also a spiritual one. Let me assure you that whether or not you get sick has nothing to do with whether or not you have faith. It has everything to do with whether or not you've been exposed to germs. One of the most famous Methodist evangelists in the late 1800s and early 1900s was George R. Stewart. In 1884, the centennial of the Methodist Episcopal Church in America, he founded Centenary College for Women in Cleveland, Tennessee. That's the same year that our current sanctuary was built and our church was renamed Centenary. During the height of the Spanish flu in 1918, Stewart wrote this: "We have had the strange experience of a churchless Sabbath. What has it taught us? The pandemic should convince intelligent Christians to trust science rather than seeking to tempt God to perform a miracle in the preservation of our health. Christians do not discount their faith in the omnipotence of their God by keeping their bodies and homes and streets clean and non-germ producing, by using care in traffic and travel, accepting vaccination, sprays and disinfectants, and keeping God's own laws of health and life. Any other course is the fruit of ignorance and false teaching. St. Augustine is attributed with the saying, "Pray as though everything depended on God, and work as though everything depended on you." The truth is that our faith is always a combination of trust and responsibility, of God's will and our will, of quiet rest and purposeful action. So trust God with all your heart and do your part in keeping yourself and our community and our healthcare workers healthy and safe. Be sure to tune in for worship at 11 o'clock on Sunday. I know that we had some technical issues on our website last Sunday. It turns out that our web host servers were completely overwhelmed with all of the traffic. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but Facebook may be the way to go. I'll put the links at the end of this message. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you Sunday and again on Monday.